Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So this video is actually kind of a remake of the video I did 3 weeks ago on how Belle has Stockholm Syndrome. Because I looked up on the internet because I was curious, because I actually wanted to see what the internet has to say about that, whether or not Belle actually does have Stockholm Syndrome, because as I was reading about it, the symptoms didn't make sense. And the side effects of it, like nightmares and insomnia and stuff. I haven't seen Beauty and the Beast, but I'm pretty sure that does not happen in the movie. So I'm on this website called Bustle, and there is an article on how the Beauty and the Beast's romance is not Stockholm Syndrome. So, and I have not looked at all this article. Probably should have before I did this. So this is new to me. So I'm just gonna figure out why it is not Stockholm Syndrome, because I kind of figured just because Stockholm Syndrome is when a victim develops positive feelings towards their captor or abuser, and I believe that Stockholm Syndrome, that would only happen because that is the victim's way of coping with things, whereas I feel like Belle, she wasn't really coping because the Beast didn't really abuse her, so I feel like it wasn't really coping. Okay. Yeah, it seems like it seems like it is, Stockholm Syndrome. The Beast traps Belle in his castle and she resists before eventually falling in love with him. Yet while the relationship is certainly dysfunctional, to say the least, calling the Beauty and the Beast romance Stockholm Syndrome isn't accurate, actually, and actually according to experts, doing so can even be harmful. So, let's dig in. Okay, so they actually got a marriage counselor in on this. That's what I thought. Yeah, Belle is given nice, clean place to stay, allowed access to books, one of her favorite things. She is fed well, able to go outside and play and even have contact with her father. She is not verbally or emotionally abused, beaten, or tortured in any way. While she is not intentionally permitted to leave, as she also doesn't make, to my memory, any attempts to leave without permission. So, technically also not Stockholm Syndrome. And it doesn't actually qualify as Stockholm Syndrome, which, as Beauty and the Beast star Emma Watson herself even made clear, it is defined by the medical dictionary as having 3 central characteristics. Hostages have negative feelings about the police or other authorities. Don't believe so. Hostages have positive feelings toward their captors. That can be said in different ways, but I don't believe so. And the captors develop positive feelings toward the hostages. Kind of. Of course, it is screwed up, it's an animated movie, and the live action remake see the Beast holding Belle in his castle against her will, essentially as his prisoner. That's messed up. For a while, she treats him with disdain, hating his actions and feeling determined to escape. Yet, after a few short scenes in which the Beast doesn't act totally horrible towards her, she develops feelings towards him, seeing him as the good guy. He really is underneath his dangerous exterior, and eventually falling in love with him. It's pretty messed up and doesn't actually send messages of healthy romance to viewers, especially the younger ones, if we're being honest, who are watching it all unfold. Belle and the Beast's romance may not meet the definition of Stockholm Syndrome, but that is not to say that the relationship is healthy and without coercion. Someone should make Beast watch the consent-T video on... Oh. The consent-T video. I did not know what that was at first. Okay, I'm not going to bring that up. Yeah, so Zoe Cruz, the author of Beastia, A Beauty and the Beast retelling, echoes this, saying that in her eyes the character's relationship starts out rather abusive, which is... I guess you could argue that. We have strong We have a strong, intelligent, and kind heroine in Belle, who falls in love with a man who looks like an animal, imprisoned her father for trespassing, kept her prisoner for months on end, and he frequently throws tantrums of rage when he doesn't get what he wants, and tears up unliving furniture when his closest friends are furniture. He basically has lived in a place of anger and self-pity for 10 years. Still, there is no denying that Beauty and the Beast, for all its flaws, is a thoroughly entertaining story. Generations of fans have been moved by the tale's generous music and visuals, and the live-action remake with the supremely likable Emma Watson as Belle is a pleasure to watch. I disagree, partially because I have not seen either one. My sister has, but she's not here at the moment. It's impossible to ignore the fact that underneath, I need to scroll up. My phone is, okay. Oh, there we go. My computer is frozen. Okay, so it's impossible to deny the fact that the catchy tunes and beautiful dress. Oh, now it's just talking about the movie. Okay. So another thing that I actually wanted to look at was maybe it's the Beast that has Stockholm Syndrome. But as you all know, well, from last video, and if you are someone who's really into like medical stuff, Stockholm Syndrome is when an individual develops a positive connection to their captor or abuser. But there's an opposite of Stockholm Syndrome called Lima Syndrome, or Lima Syndrome, I don't know how they pronounce it, in which a captor or abuser forms a positive connection with their victim. And it is a psychological response. When this happens, they become empathetic to the individual's circumstances or condition. Don't really think he has. Overall, there's not much information available on Lima Syndrome. Well, that's sad. While there are some potential examples of it in the news and in popular culture, scientific research and case studies remain scarce. Symptoms of Lima Syndrome are in a position of captor or abuser, which he was, form a positive connection with their victim. I think falling in love definitely is a positive connection. Feeling empathy for a captive situation. Becoming more attentive to the captor's needs or wants. Yes. Beginning to identify with a captive. Yes. Developing feelings of attachment, fondness, or even affection for a captive. That's like 100% accurate. Some examples of Lima Syndrome. Oh, look at that! Beauty and the Beast! In the classic fairy tale Beauty and the Beast, the character Belle is taken as a captive by the Beast in revenge for her father's trespassing. The specifics vary among versions, but this is a central plot point. Initially, the Beast is cruel to her and locks her in a room in the castle. Unlike someone experiencing Stockholm Syndrome, Belle has a negative, resentful feelings toward the Beast. Over time, the Beast's feelings towards Belle soften. He identifies with her plight as a prisoner and allows her freedom within the castle grounds. Still wishing to leave her captivity, Belle warily notes these changes in the Beast. But when Belle's father falls ill, Belle asks the Beast to let her leave so she can care for her sick father. The Beast, feeling empathy for her, allows her to leave the castle to return home. It should be noted that when Belle leaves, she has no plans to return to the Beast's castle. Eventually, she does so to prevent the reformed Beast from being killed by townspeople who have been provoked to kill him by an antagonist named Gaston. So I guess you could say the Beast does in fact have Lima Syndrome, and it is actually Belle who is the normal one, whereas the Beast has Lyme syndrome. How would you compare Lyme syndrome compared with Stockholm Syndrome? While Lyme syndrome is poorly defined, there are 4 characteristics that are often associated with the development of Stockholm Syndrome. These are when an individual believes there is a threat to their life and that will be carried out, probably, perceives value in small acts of kindness from their captor or abuser, is isolated from views or perspectives other than those of their captor or abuser, doesn't believe that they can escape from their situation. Most likely right. Okay. So that's going to be pretty much it for this video. We should give this video a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I just recently celebrated my 2-year anniversary. So if you want to become a passioner and be a part of this journey with me, please consider subscribing. And stay tuned for the next video, which will be tomorrow. I need to come up with ideas for it. So anyway, if you have any video suggestions, I might look into them, so please leave them down below. Right. See you.